Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatleyTV. I'm sorry I've been away for a while, but I am definitely back now, and I'm going to be back until next week. Also, by the way, next week, Thursday and Friday, will be no streams because I am down in Portsmouth for my sister's graduation. Maybe Thursday evening, because I have a room to myself in the hotel, I might be able to squeeze a stream in, but if not, there will be shows all the way to Wednesday. Thursday, Friday will be knocked off. Friday evening, I don't know when we're getting back, right? Because we got people to pick up on the way through for my sister's birthday on the weekend. So I don't even know how many streams apart from the art watch along on a Saturday I'm going to be able to be doing because it's my sister's birthday weekend. Plus, um, yeah, Friday evening, and no matter what time I'm getting back, I am hitting the sack because I will be shattered. Right, so, but yeah, we are live now to talk about um more transfers, more transfer news, more transfer gossip, and we'll try not to moan too much about Arsenal this time. We'll save that for later. But Manny, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you, Stephen. And seeing you, I'm a lot better.
Great, great, great. Good for seeing you too. Um, By the way, as people that don't know the show and don't know how it works, we'll go through the main points as usual, and then we will put the link in, and then you can anyone who wants to come on can come on and have their say. Do get your comments in, your super chats in, your donations in. It really does mean a lot to us. So hello and good afternoon to everyone wherever you are. Thank you. Big up Adam in the chat as well. Um, Big up Games FC as well. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing okay. So yeah, we'll go straight into it. So we know Man United have Lisandro Martinez is flying to Manchester to complete his signing for Manchester United. Now they have gone and signed Christian Eriksen, which is another I would say another player that Arsenal missed out on because I wouldn't have mind Christian Eriksen the way he's been playing for Brentford at the second half of last season. Um, yeah, I think it was how much did they offer? To how much did they sign him for? Let me just double check. Um, I put it in there somewhere.
Yeah, the details are he's signed on a 3-year deal, and we're going to just check out.
Yeah, they've also signed Brentford's. No, I haven't actually put the deal. I haven't put it down. So what I'll do is I'll get Man United transfers in and out. That should usually tell us. Uh, anyway, what would you? Anyway, while I'm working that out, what do you think to this deal, Manny?
Well, the Martinez one, I'm not really surprised with, as I've already told you my
Oh, there's a
theory.
free transfer as well.
Yeah, I've already told
Okay.
you my theory as to why Lisandro has
Fuck
gone to
me.
United instead of Arsenal. As for Eriksen, here's the thing: given that he's ex-Tottenham, I think the loyalty
Mm,
he sort of felt to that club would have meant that there was no way he could just, stab them in the back, especially given the welcome
yeah.
that they gave him when he played against Tottenham. So it goes without saying he is quality. He'd add a lot to any midfield. The big issue, of course, is that he's got a defibrillator sort of installed inside him, so his health will be a priority. However, as I've mentioned in one of our last streams, I do believe that Ten Hag will be quite sensitive to him with regard to how many minutes he gets. And also, given that he will be a part of the Danish team in the World Cup, he will certainly have his minutes and game time managed for him. And whatever he does, I mean, whenever he plays, I'm sure he'll definitely add a great deal. You're not going to see him play in any games against weaker opposition. And yet, having said
No.
that, with the World Cup in the middle of the season, where there aren't any weak teams as of yet, it's hard to say. Hopefully, he'll have his moments of rest, but he is quality, no doubt about it. And I'm glad he
Yeah,
didn't join us because I seriously don't believe Arteta would have a clue how to manage a guy like him, really.
mate, he doesn't have to clue to manage anyone who's of a top level. Let's be honest, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, even if Ozil usually just sat on his PS4 for all day, because we didn't have PS5 back then. But no doubt he's probably doing that for Fenerbahce as well. But there you go.
He's gone to a new club, actually. It's Bakashesha, I think, the name of the club.
Mate, I couldn't give a toss. To be honest, I mean, Eriksen for me, it's a free transfer, quality signing. Yes, there's a defibrillator in, but for the quality he's worth, right? You could be playing him every week. Their midfield, Man United's midfield is weak as hell. Like it's about as weak as like you put a, like when you put a drop of squash, right? Like or you put too much milk in your tea. It's about as weak as that, right? Which I can't stand. I've got to have it nearly like really strong or nearly black, like
Good man.
but very strong, very strong. But yeah, yeah. So their midfield is really weak. So the fact they've got that, signing through the door will strengthen them entirely, especially with what Erik Ten Hag wants to do with that side. Because he wants to play up the front foot. He wants to play front foot attacking football. That's been his trademark. So having players like Eriksen around will give younger players around him. Elanga, you've got Elanga. You could probably teach McTominay and Fred how to be top players as well, if they can. I mean, if they can be. I mean, I know they've beaten Liverpool 4-0 in a pre-season friendly, right? Which is always good. I don't know why they choose rivals as friendlies. It's never a friendly, but I don't think that obviously the scoreline for me doesn't make a huge difference. I don't think for me if Liverpool were playing in the Premier League, they wouldn't play like they played out in that game. But yeah, so it's just but some of the football that they were playing just sort of shows that Erik Ten Hag what he wants to do with that. What Erik Ten Hag wants to do with that side. And another thing that Em's just going to go through the chat. It said Koulibaly, good signing for Chelsea. With Eriksen, I don't know how to feel. He's a good signing, mate. He's quality. I will get to that question in a minute, Games. You see, also puts pressure on Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, then that's the thing as well. Bruno Fernandes is probably last season or two has had no pressure in his position whatsoever. And what I know from players that don't have any pressure in the position they're playing in is that they tend to relax because they know they're getting picked every week. Ozil did it because he knew was getting picked every single goddamn week. Xhaka does it. Ben White does it. Like most of our bloody squad does it. But yeah. But yeah, so Bruno obviously, and I don't think he was playing at his very best last season. I don't think anyone was playing their very best with Man United. So having that pressure on Bruno will just bring out the best in him, to be fair, which is what he was doing when he first signed for the club. So it's just positives you can see with that transfer for Man United. Can you tell me why we've sold Amar Hutchinson to our rival when our team is all about? I don't know, mate. Mate, if I could read Arteta's mind, right, I wouldn't be sitting here on the streams, mate. I'll be on Sky Sports giving the lowdown. Like, not even Romano knows what's going on. I mean, Manny, can you explain it?
Well, I do have a theory. I mean, like, let's take a look at Eddie Nketiah. We actually poached him from Chelsea. He went on to play a few games, score a few goals, make that ridiculous celebration, and now he's been rewarded with the iconic number 14 shirt and a 5-year deal.
No, that was him saying that Edu's going to call me later in the week and give me $100 contract and another 14 shirt. You know what I mean, bruv?
Yeah, at least we know he wasn't calling the Ghostbusters. Thank goodness for that. I suppose. And in lieu of that, I think Chelsea probably came to us and said, "Look, we've got a bone to pick with you. You stole Nketiah from us and made him who he is, apparently, and so we want a favour." And Arsenal obliged by saying, "Okay, here's Hutchinson. Knock yourselves out."
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
absolutely.
ridiculous thing, but it's just something to provide some humour to the proceedings, if you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
uh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've just seen Nippon come in the chat already. Nippon, big up yourself. Which will lead us actually to the next topic. Actually, Chelsea sign Kalidou Koulibaly for around £47.5 million from Napoli. Absolute frigging steal, right? Even at I mean, how old is he? He's what? How old is Koulibaly? Let me have a
Early
look.
30s, I think. I think last time I checked, he's younger than.
He is 31.
Yeah,
31.
he,
So
yeah,
he's
he
got
is.
three. He's got about 3, 4 years, 4 or 5 years on him.
Oh yeah,
Easy,
yep,
right?
yeah.
Actually, just thinking about it, because I think I said it privately to Stake. I think that he probably about have 1 or 2, but actually he's got 4 or 5 years on him.
Oh
But
yeah.
for £47.5 million, mate, why on Arsenal? We were interested at one point, right? That was years ago, and we never were serious with it. And now look, like we missed an opportunity where the price is down because he's in his last year of his contract. I believe he is, and again we get picked by rivals. This again, we're getting picked by everyone, right? Even Brentford are picking us, right? Even Brentford are being picked over us. Hickey went to Brentford over us. Now, it sums up Arsenal in a nutshell. They don't want to play for Arteta. What does that tell you,
It tells
folks?
us. It tells us a few things. One, we are the equivalent of dawdling school children who have had our lunch stolen from us. And two, and one more thing, I think when it comes to the idea of scouting players and trying to recruit players and trying to look at some players who could definitely add some sort of value. One
Mm.
thing which our recruiters seem to lack is attention span. If you see a player, you think he has some qualities that can
Mate, I
um,
wouldn't blame him for if he's taking instructions from Arteta. I wouldn't have fucking Arteta. I wouldn't have attention span either. To be
yeah,
honest,
that's the
mate.
thing. Agreed. But even then, sometimes this is one of the reasons why you've really got to have a lot more of these former players and former legends who at least have a bigger understanding of what the club stands for and who have that winning DNA coming back in. Arteta won a couple of FA Cups with us. Edu was a part of the Invincibles team and didn't do very much else afterwards, if I'm not wrong. But then, do they really compare to the likes of Bob Wilson or even David O'Leary or anyone else who have been there for donkey's years and who really feel the club? I mean, even when Paul Merson left Arsenal to go to Borough and Villa and a few other clubs, you can tell that he has Arsenal close to his heart, and at least he's
Yeah,
been more often than not consistent in saying that yes, we should demand better. So
yeah, absolutely.
it all boils down to the attention span, the low attention span, and the fact that you know if you really like a player, if you really think he has that sort of a quality, then even if due to some reason a transfer doesn't materialize that year, things can always change, and you can always keep that player in your mind. But instead, it's like there are other fish in the sea, so forth, and then you just turn your
They have
attention.
got no plan what's going
It's
on. To be
ridiculous.
honest.
It really is.
Yeah,
And then we end up with some of these players who we miss out on some players who would be of real quality, and we end up with some players who, we wouldn't have who frankly weren't even on our radar until we decided we might as well just go for them.
yeah.
Any port in a storm.
I
It's
mean,
cheap.
look. I mean, we could go on about Arsenal all day, but we got a 7 p.m. show to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
What if they sell Saka to Man City? Man, will you still believe in this youth program? Um, if they sell Saka to Man City, we are finished. We're dead. Dead.
Yeah.
We are a feeder club.
Yeah,
right? We are a low league, like low League Two, League One feeder club for all the big guys. That's
yeah,
what we are. We are a
exactly.
Premier League version of a League One Luton, right?
Yeah,
Or a League One Bradford City, something like
yeah,
that, right?
exactly.
Because
We can't even call ourselves an Ajax team because we don't have the silverware or the clout to, boast about. And of course, if we do sell Saka as the most successful Hale End product, then that will be the beginning of the end of this youth program. I've said on more than a few occasions that Arteta will be the death of the Hale End group. I mean, he's gotten rid of a few
Yeah,
players who,
trust me, mate.
yeah.
We know. Trust me, we know, and we'll go over that later this evening.
By the way,
Uh,
Games, thanks for that question. That was brilliant. Thank you.
yeah, great question. Hutchinson wanted more ambition, so he moved to a successful team in London for over a decade. Yeah, but not in history. I had to put that one in.
I
I
like
had
that.
to. I had to put that one in. Right. Barca are signing Raphinha and Lewandowski, aren't they, in debt? Yeah, talking about Barcelona, Barcelona have just they've signed Raphinha for £55 million, and now they've signed Robert Lewandowski for I believe around about £42.5 million. I believe it is. Yeah, I think I worked it out the other night for Statty. It was £42.5 million around about there that they've bought Robert Lewandowski. They were very interested in him after Lewandowski's announced. As soon as the Lewandowski announced he won't be renewing with Bayern Munich, Barcelona was straight in and very interested in him. But Adam makes a good point. If you're in debt and your wage bill it needs to be cut. So you're trying to sell Frankie De Jong, for example, because you need to cut your wage bill. Why are you buying more players? Why are you buying big players like Raphinha and Lewandowski? Especially Lewandowski, on probably what the contract he's on. He's probably going to be demanding big wages. Like Raphinha is going to be wanting big wages. So it makes no sense what's going on at Barcelona. I don't know if you can make sense of it. It makes no sense to me.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, like, we did know in the last few seasons that the wage bill issue was one of the reasons why Lionel Messi had to leave. And I think they've also been talking. Xavi was talking to Piqué about possibly, cutting ties with him because he was also a pretty big earner at the club. But then Piqué ended up saying no, he wanted to stay. I think it all comes down to the fact that Barcelona, like Manchester United in England, in my opinion, have that much more of a pulling power, you see. Along with
Mm.
Real Madrid, they are one of Spain's big two. And people also, feel attracted to going to Barcelona because they want to be a part of that history, a part of that culture, and to be a part of the group which brings Barcelona back to some of the glory days when they were challenging for league titles, for Champions Leagues, and winning everything. And I would say, there's a saying that nothing succeeds like success, so they're probably banking on that. I would probably go so far to say, Stephen, that many of these players who want to join Barcelona and who've agreed to join, they might have come to the acceptance that they probably
They get
won't earn very
Yeah, they're
much.
not
Look
good.
at
Yeah, they're not going to earn. Yeah, they're not.
he could have moved to the Middle East and earned something like a fortune, but instead he opted to come to Barcelona and take a massive pay cut because he wanted to be a part
Yeah,
of that culture and show that ambition, and it's paid off wonderfully for the club. So I
yeah.
think maybe there's some sort of a talking to some of the players.
Basically,
Some
they're using the fact it's Barcelona to make the signings. To be honest, rather than the wages.
absolutely. I mean, we don't have that clout. How many European trophies have we won? The
I
European
know.
Cup, which is now defunct.
Trust
Players'
me.
Cup.
We could go on about it for ages, but
Yeah. So yeah, in a nutshell, we don't have that clout, but Barcelona does. Real Madrid do. Manchester
yeah,
United still does.
yeah.
End of story.
Liverpool, yeah, all the other ones as well. I prefer Pepe to Saka, to be honest. He had better stats before being benched. Yeah, there's a point in that. Saka's got a lot of potential though. To be fair, Games FC, he's not had a rest. Saka. You tell me when he's been rested. You tell me, because he ain't. He ain't been rested since I've said this since the first lockdown in 2020. Since then, he's been played in every single game at Arsenal or England. So you tell me where he's supposed to be rested and get the rest he needs so that he can play his 100% best. There hasn't been. So there you go. Right? So, and even now, he's playing like pre-season games. And playing the majority of them, I believe. Why do you need to do that? It's a pre-season friendly. So I think De Jong either doesn't want us, or is he, or he's owed, money. Well, I'm not sure with the De Jong deal, mate. I just don't think you lot are treating it seriously enough. If you show real ambition, right? If your board and your owners showed real ambition and wanted to just put the money down and said, look, we want him, we'll pay this, right? We'll pay this amount in wages, bam, done, right? I'm telling you, you'd have it done by now. But you're like us, scrimp and save, right? We don't really want to go to 80 million. We don't want to go to 70 million, right? Man United's transfer policy is the same as us. Wherever we can, try and save, right? So, like, you're in that sense like us. You don't treat it seriously enough. If you did take it seriously, De Jong would have been signed by now. And the longer it goes on, the longer it tells De Jong, you ain't serious. You ain't serious about this club. We have agreed a fee, but yeah, but look how long it's taken for personal terms to be sorted. You know what I mean? Right? Come on. Like, you're supposed to be Man United. Like, you're supposed to be the dominant force in the transfer market. After you're right, Stephen Manny, Arsenal could get Zinchenko. I want Cucurella. Arsenal are practically giving the money to Man City to go and buy him. Mate, to be honest, mate, I don't know what Arsenal are doing. Like, don't ask me. Like, go ask the Bishop. Go ask the Archbishop of Canterbury. Go pray to the Lord. Like, I don't know. You get all the religious people involved. Get and ask them what's going on at Arsenal, because I ain't got a clue. Like, like the club's a shambles. The club's got no direction in what it wants to go. So I don't know. Potential don't. And by the way, I don't think I'm not saying Zinchenko's not a bad defender. Right, Zinchenko's a decent defender. Right, he's a decent right back. Right, for me, I think he's about the same level as Cucurella. Right, because he has played. When I've seen him play for Man City, he's been very good. Right, and I've seen him play really well for Ukraine in the internationals as well. Which is a shame they didn't get to the World Cups, obviously. But like, I've seen him play in the Euros, and he was very good in the Euros for Ukraine. So yeah, I'm not too fussed about Cucurella or Zinchenko, but I don't think Brighton would let Cucurella go for a massive fee. I think Brighton will, because they struggle to find, because lower teams struggle to find a really good player like a Cucurella or a Basuma. They value them so much higher than maybe a Man City will, because they've got a list of talent in their squad, for example. Because if they lose someone like a Basuma on that, they're going to need a huge amount of money to be able to replace him. So yeah, that's my theory on it. Arsenal going for the wrong left back, in my opinion. Yeah, it's like I said, it's everyone's opinion. But as I was speaking about Basuma, we move on to Spurs. Unfortunately, again, like, we've made 4 signings apparently. 2 of them, one's a backup goalkeeper, one's a teenager, so you can't really count him because he ain't gonna ever play this season. So we've made 2 signings really. one that's probably going to be benched and one that's going to play every week. 2 signings. Compared to Tottenham Hotspur's 6. Their 6th signing. They are signing Jed Spence from Middlesbrough after, I think did he go to Forest on loan and had a good season there. So
Yes, he did. He was a part of the team which terrorised us in the FA Cup, as I said, and he also played a big role in their promotion. But because he was on loan from Middlesbrough, I don't think Forest would have had a chance of keeping him.
I think they've signed him for, how much did they sign him for in the end? £12.5 million. 30 million quid. You're telling me Arsenal can't do that? You're telling me Arsenal have no intention of buying that? What are the artificial sexuals going to come out with now? He's crap. Oh, he's this. This stat shows he's poor. This useless stat in his whole list of good stats. This one little stat they're going to point out and say, oh, he's crap at that, so there's no point in buying him. Right? Forgetting all the others that are pretty good. I'm telling you, this and what goes on at this club, right? And the reason I say it's the fans all the time is because what happens every time we miss out on someone, right? Every time we miss out on someone, they go, he's crap. Oh, we were never interested anyway. We were never going to get him anyway, right? How can you expect Arsenal to get someone like that, right? Because it's Arsenal. We have standards, right? Yours might be in the gutter, my friend, right? But Arsenal should be at the very top, right? And if you think Arsenal should belong in the gutter, right, with its standards, do us a favour, stop supporting us.
It's ridiculous. I mean, all of these fans, let me tell you, need antacids because
Manny, I've got to say this. I didn't want to say this until 7 p.m, right? But I only say this little bit, right? I've worked out this year, this calendar year 2022, so that's including the January transfer window and this transfer window there, right? The players that Arsenal have been linked to or we've tried to sign, the list is too short of 23-man squad. You could make a starting 11 with this. An actual starting 11 with everyone in their positions. Like, and I tell you, it could definitely probably challenge, by the look of the team, with a decent manager behind it, could probably challenge for the goddamn league. Right?
Definitely. Absolutely.
With what I've worked out. Come on. Come on. And I'm supposed to sit. What did I get told? Be patient. The transfer window's open. Rival fans, love your opinions on Arsenal. If you're telling me to be patient and wait, and the transfer window's open, do me a favour. Shut up. Shush. Shush. I have been patient for 18, now 19 goddamn years. I don't need to be patient anymore. I don't need to be patient. Man United fans, for example, right? How about you look at yourselves? You ain't. I could tell you, be patient, but you shouldn't be patient because you've been waiting 10 years to win a trophy, to win a title. So you shouldn't be waiting and be patient. Same as Arsenal. Come on. Honestly. Come on, man. Do you know what? It really does. I just want to see if we can score more goals than last season. 61 goals. That's poor, Emma. Mate, we ain't scoring more goals because this guy is so negative. He destroys. You really think Jesus is going to help us score more goals? Come on. Seriously. When's he gone over 20 goals in the league? In the league alone? Never. Never. Only back twice out of 6-7 years. And you're telling me that's good enough? When we used to fob off Giroud because he didn't score 20 league goals in a season. Right? You're telling me that's good enough? Right? Because if you are, get lost! Do one! Right? Do one. Go learn about football and then come back and talk. Because honestly, any striker at Arsenal Football Club should be scoring over 20 goals a season. Simple. And that's a season, not even in the league. Henry scored 30 odd goals in the league in what, he averaged just under 30 goals in a season, just probably around 25 to 30 goals per season. In the league. In the league itself. Not including other competitions. Come on. I mean, Manny, I know I'm losing my crap about this.
Look, you have a right to be angry, and as I've said before, all of these Arteta fans who are talking about, you know, how if people decide not to sign for us or they're taken by someone else, they were never good enough. That's Sour Grapes 101. They need antacid stat. And I've told you about the penny wise pound foolish thing. To think that Tottenham could actually buy Jed Spence for about 12 or 13 million, put it into perspective. We're trying to sell Bernd Leno for about 11 million. Apparently, Arteta doesn't want to budge. And then he has no problems, hacking off Guendouzi for about 10 million. It just, again, it talks a lot about the absence of priorities, the attention span of the recruiters. Why would you're willing to spend big money on a lot of these supposedly marquee players because you think you want to show some sign that you are serious about things? Why not look for some alternatives in different positions which you know can strengthen the squad in many ways? I earmarked Spence, as did a lot of fans, as someone who could add to our squad. Good competition for Tomiyasu, and that means that Bellerin would be completely out of the club because he wouldn't accept being a third choice right back. Maybe Spence could have Bellerin's number 2 jersey. But again, we dawdle, we have our lunch stolen from us, and we're supposed to adopt the Arteta fans' mentality and say these players aren't good enough.
I'm never accepting that mentality. Get out of here. No, I'm not accepting that mentality. I'm going to drop the link. I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Honestly, if anyone's watching and you want to come on, right, about Arsenal, like Tottenham's, Liverpool, Man United, Spurs, even if you're a European club, you want to talk, come on, have your say, right? It's not just an Arsenal channel, it's a football channel, right? And if you haven't already, like, share, subscribe, do join the membership scheme as well. It all goes to trying to make the world a little bit better for kids suffering with liver disease by donating a little bit as a little bit every month to fund the research that will save lives. So please do so. It will really mean a lot to us. Fabrizio Romano, right? I've put this up here. So Zinchenko, Arsenal and Man City have now reached a verbal agreement in principle with Alexander Zinchenko. Fee around 30 million. Personal terms are still being discussed. Salary and length of contract negotiation, key step to complete the agreement. What's your feelings about Zinchenko? Because Static made it quite clear in the chat that he'd rather Cucurella. I mean, I feel I don't really mind either one of them. What do you think?
Here's the thing, though. I mean, when it comes to getting defenders from Brighton and Hove Albion, you know, Brighton actually put one over on us by getting Ben White. We bought that bugger for 50 million. For what? You can imagine. And Cucurella definitely is quality, but here's the thing. There is no way that Graham Potter and his group will let another defender go to us because they probably know that Cucurella is of good quality. And then there's also another option in the form of Tariq Lamptey, who plays right back or right wing. He could also be a good option, but there is no way that Potter will want to get rid of him, despite the fact that over the course of the second half of the season, he'd often be brought off the bench as a replacement for, I think it would be Chris and Wepu or something like that. But he'd also be good quality. But that's an example of how a lot of these other clubs, even the mid-table clubs like Brighton and Brentford, because Brentford should be classed a mid-table club, they seem to have a lot more in terms of football intellect and intuition than we do. And we really need to pull our socks up. It's ridiculous. It really is. And going back to your question, I wouldn't mind Zinchenko either, though, because, it's not just a sentimental issue of trying to make sure he gets a good job out of the Ukraine issue. He is quality. And in the playoff against Wales, he definitely played his heart out. In the Euros, he was also outstanding. And he's also, I would say, young enough to say that he might not really be in his prime, but he can definitely still play a role for us. In fact, let's check and see how old he is. Jesus Christ, he's 25. I wouldn't mind him at all. 5'9", low center of gravity. He'd definitely be. I certainly wouldn't mind him. I'm not going to gas him up and say that he would be an amazing signing per se, but I definitely wouldn't refuse. No, I think he will add to the squad. I think, but again, knowing the way things happen with Arsenal, we can't be sure until it happens. It's not over until the fat lady sings, as they say.
Yep. Right, Adam, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you two?
I'm alright. I'm doing okay. Romano, as you come on, I was just about to show this. Official. Frankie De Jong is included in the squad of Barcelona's pre-season tour in the US. Lovely. Everyone seems to do a tour in the US, which means if you want to watch a game, it's a goddamn midnight. So that means no watch-alongs on SFeatleyTV because A, I'm not paying a premium subscription. B, I don't even want to stay up to midnight watching that crap. Right? I'm sorry, after last season and the season before that, Arsenal wound me up so much, right, that the only reason I'd stay up at midnight to where we're used to when we had standards, which was back in 2004, or all the way to about what 2012. Once we sold 2012 when we sold Van Persie, then I realised we had no standards left. Right. From then, before then, I would watch Arsenal no matter what time it was, whether it was at midnight or 1 in the morning, same as I do with the F1. Now I only watch the F1 at midnight. That's it. Like, if it's on the other side of the world, that's it. Anyway, still no change. So there's no watch-alongs, by the way, for the Arsenal pre-season games. You can get stuffed. I'm sorry, I'm not watching it. Still no changes, no agreement on the player side with Manchester United. No intention to leave as things stand. Sorry, the clubs have agreed 75 million euros fee plus 10 million in add-ons. So everything's been agreed on the fee side, as you did say, Adam. But Frankie De Jong has made it very clear he doesn't want to leave. He doesn't want to leave Barcelona. So it's only if. So it's A, Barcelona can afford him on the wages he's on. B, they can't, and Frankie De Jong's happy to take a pay cut. Or C, he doesn't want to take a pay cut, so it means he ends up going to Man United. Me, I think it's one of the two. It's one of the first two, not the latter. What do you think, Adam?
I'm not sure, to be honest, because...
What's your gut feeling saying? Do you think you'll get him?
I think we will, but I think it would be only because he'd be forced out of Barca, because it looks like that is the way they want him to leave. Well, not really want him to leave, but they basically... It doesn't exactly look like they like really want to keep him.
Yeah, of course, but they want to keep him. But if they have to sell him because of the wage budget, then they'll have to. But their feelings are with Barcelona that they want to try and keep him if possible. That's why it's taken also some time to agree the fee, because this has been going on for a fair few months now.
Yeah. That is true.
I mean, Manny, what do you think
About De Jong. You
about
know,
Dion?
I do feel some modicum of sympathy for him, and it's not really nice when you're one of those players who is effectively told that you're going to have to leave because the wage bill has to be trimmed. But you know, here's the thing: if it could happen to Lionel Messi, it could happen to anyone, and I think there will be some discussions over the next few days to try to, you know, just force this issue really. But you said it brilliantly. If United were interested in De Jong and valued him as much as they did, then they'd be making the moves and doing whatever needs to be done, and there doesn't seem to be that much happening. And so when you have a situation where a player like that, like him, is caught in the middle of it, it's never really a nice thing. So I think the ball is in Manchester United's court, really. And it sounds ironic because Barcelona are the ones who need the cash. They also want to get rid of their player. It's either get rid of him or risk, you know, being stuck with a player who will get more wages, who will probably take out more money from the club than the club can afford to offer. I only hope that there's going to be a resolution, and I think Barcelona are going to will find a way to let him go, because as I've said, if they could do it to Lionel Messi, no one's safe. Whether you're PK or De Jong or anyone at the club, no one's going to be safe.
No, hopefully no excuses this season. Mate, Games FC, I don't want to disappoint you, but there will always be excuses from these fans. The love fest is so much, it's unbelievable. Like, it's unbelievable. Like, so there's always going to be excuses. By the way, the any news of any hope of signing Gnabry have gone up in smoke. Why am I not surprised? I don't know why people were getting excited about it. I wasn't. I don't ever think we were going to sign him. Why would he? Like, I mean, let's be honest. Why would he go from Bayern Munich to Arsenal the way we are? Look, I mean, how do I put it? Yeah, he signed a new deal with Bayern Munich, which means he's stuck. He's stuck with he's staying at Bayern Munich. So that's the end of that deal. Both apparently, Rangers' Bassi has been hunted by Brighton and Ajax as other transfer news. And another transfer news concerning Chelsea is their own Armando Broja, who West Ham are as London rivals are trying to buy from them for around 35 million euros. So but as Romano says, it's up to Chelsea whether they take an interest in him or not. But they have no interest in selling Broja at all. I mean, so I doubt whether West Ham will get that move done. Yeah. Let's have a look. See what other news has been in there. Let's have a look. Is any other news? Let's do about Zinchenko. There's nothing more about Arsenal. Jed Spence behind the scenes. He is set to be unveiled as Tottenham's sixth signing of the summer. Conte would have a new right back for 12.5 million fee plus add-ons. So there you go. And as you can see, like Martinez is flying to sign his deal with Manchester United. So, and the ones who don't buy anyone, that's Arsenal as usual. Man United have done everything they can. They can't do anything until De Jong. Sorry, that's yeah, it's spelled with a J rather than a G. Agrees to leave. If not, he will have no choice but to take a huge pay cut to stay. at Barcelona. Definitely. Big up, Alan Attic. I hope you're doing well, my friend. And I hope everyone is doing well. Yeah, we're doing all right, man. We're doing all right. We're just riding the waves of Arsenal Football Club. You know, Gnabry to stay until 2026 at Bayern Munich. I don't know why everyone was getting excited about it. I weren't. The Hutchinson left because he wants that ambition. He knew the process is BS. Hey, but mate, we all know it's BS. But hey, but we all know it's BS. But hey, like I am a psychic, aren't I? I must be a psychic, or either that, or Arteta is the next thing since sliced bread. I mean, seriously, have Arsenal just signed Zinchenko? Is that true? Have they actually just signed him? Arsenal.
Apparently, it's live. I think the deal has been agreed with Manchester City. I'm not too sure if it's a credible source. I mean, isn't even worth being toilet paper.
They've reached the verbal agreement, says the Guardian. Team talk are saying. Blah, 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 blah. No, I don't want to agree. Get lost, bloody thing. Oh, Jesus. Final fee revealed as Arsenal reach agreement with Man City, but personal terms are still an issue. As far as I can tell, they're still sorting out. I'm going on what Romano says, and Romano says there's still there's still personal terms to sort out, mate. So you might want to check. Yeah, I know it's not official. I just checked it again. I checked Romano's tweet. Otherwise, Romano would have announced it. Sorry, Moshe Sabetti. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong, but we have not signed Zinchenko just yet. It's actually good to have Edu as the transfer agent because he's that Brazilian and South American connection, and that's where you'll find the players in the Games FC. No. Unfortunately, Games FC. Here's the problem, right? This guy bought a 19-year-old to the club for 3.5 million when he was available for free. For free. He bought him. He paid money for something that was a freebie. That's like me going out and paying an extra £1 for 2 Cokes when it's buy one, get one free. You know what I mean? Come on. No. Games FC, come on. Like, you're better than that. It's not. Edu has not got a clue what he's doing. Arsenal, that's why Arsenal don't have any plan. They don't have any direction of where they're going. They don't have any idea about what they want to get. Usually Arsenal, you would have a target, your main target you want to get, and then you'd have a couple of people in as a backup, and you'd be monitoring their and whilst you're doing that, you're monitoring how they're playing and how they're producing, right? But no, Arsenal, if we don't sign our main player, we've got no idea what we're doing. Like, what? But you know what I mean? It's like I've decided to pay £10 without realising I ain't got £10 to spend. Like, it makes no sense. Like, Arsenal's transfer policy is wrong on all levels because it doesn't have any direction, any plan B, any plan C, or any idea about what they need. And even if they did have an idea what they need, and people can work out what they're getting, no, it doesn't, because it doesn't work because they're still trying to buy young players, right? Where we need quality, experience signings. I'm talking Wijnaldum, Fernandinho. I'm talking about Tillemans. I'm talking about like Renato Sanchez. Proper experienced players that have played in the Champions League, Europa League, and in the big games, right? And have a winning mentality. We've only signed Jesus. We've only signed Jesus. That is not enough. It's not. Again, I didn't want to turn it into an Arsenal stick, but I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Simple. If Edu is so good, we would have got Raphinha right now. Exactly. He would have taken Raphinha seriously. He would have taken Tillemans seriously. He would have taken Basuma seriously. No, but no, he wants to get the young players from Mars. What's he? I know exactly what he's doing, Manny. I know exactly what he's doing. He's going to pick up all the young players from Brazil, train them all up, sell them on. Sell them on. I'll bet you a million, 3 years' time, when Marquinhos, 4 years' time, when Marquinhos is a wonderful, up and coming talent, right, that everyone's catching their eye on. I bet you he goes off, and I bet Edu then says, right, we're selling him 40 million. Bang. Like, I bet you not. I bet you not. Because Arsenal have done it in the past. They did it. Wenger did it in the past. That is why I know Arsenal have got it in them to bring up young talent, train it up, and then sell it on. Right? We did it with Fabregas. We did it with Nasri. We did it with Clichy. Right? We did it with so many players. And it looks like they want to do it all again. Why? Because it makes the owners money. Why? Because they didn't get the Super League, did they? So they've got to make money other ways.
Yeah,
Come
now
on.
here's the question. You're not going to disagree with me that South America has the best players in the world, keeping the connection with the team, buying loyalty. Now, listen, here's the thing, Games. I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah, some of the best players are from South America, right?
Agreed.
But this guy's got no idea what to do.
No.
But Edu's not the answer as a transfer policy man, right? David Dean. If David Dean was good enough, right, David Dean would be able to pick up players from South America.
Agreed.
Right? As well as players from around the world. All over the world. Because he knew what he was doing. Him and Wenger knew what he was doing. Right? That's why they were so inseparable. They had a sixth sense in negotiations.
Agreed. Just stick with us here, Stephen, because I think, Games, you also said, if I remember correctly earlier on, potential doesn't win you anything. The only players after whom Edu is going right now from South America are players with potential. No one is proven. Yeah? No one's proven. So in any South American country you go, you're going to find a lot of talented players. The majority of them are not really proven. And you know that there's going to be a lot of competition, a lot of cutthroat competition. Those who eventually make it into the leagues over there will be few and far between. And even then, we don't know how they're going to develop. So, you're doing the same thing again and again and again, getting these younger players who aren't really proven, or getting some has-beens like Luis and Mr. Borges coming in, and you just don't get anywhere with the team. I mean, Luis was in some respects decent. But
we're linked to that Brazilian team from now on. From now on, right? Is it? Yeah, but the Brazilian team isn't the best team in the world.
No.
Are they world champions? No.
No.
I know they've won. They've won so many World Cups, but the last time they won the World Cup was what, 2002. They ain't won a World Cup since. No. Right? That's been what, 20 years now. Right? That's not the best team in the world right now. The best teams in the world are France. I'd say they're the best team in the world. They've got the best squad for me. France have got the best squad for me. I don't know about you, Manny, but that's what I think.
France definitely have a top
I'm not
quality squad.
saying Brazil are not a quality side. They're a quality side. Don't get me wrong. They are quality, but it's not the best team right now. Right? There
Oh
is a
yeah,
whole world to scout from, and Brazilian talent isn't what it was from 82 to 02 exactly. There are a lot more system based, rigid, robotic European stars. This is the thing. This is why you have scouts. We've sacked all our scouts, but our scouts should be going to different places around the world, scouting for different players from around the world, right? Because yeah, you might find a gem in South America, but if you keep focusing on South America, you're going to miss and Brazil. You're going to miss this. You're going to miss also the players from Argentina, Uruguay, right? You're also going to miss the players from Netherlands, France, Spain, right? And what about players like Haaland, who plays in Norway? Right? You obviously get one of those players coming up, right? But because you're so worried about buying from South America, you don't worry about that side. And then all of a sudden, you've missed out on these big players that are now major stars, and you are still got nowhere as a club. This is why scouting needs to be across the globe, not just focused on the South American on South America. And if you're buying a 19, I'll repeat, if you're buying a 19-year-old for 3.5 million when he's available on a free, I'm sorry, you're corrupt, and I'm sorry, that is a sackable offence. A
agreed,
sackable offence. You
agreed
cannot
completely.
do that. You're
Yeah,
wasting our money for no reason.
agreed. Let me also say that there's a theory from these Arteta in fans and heavy
Especially,
supporters.
sorry, Manny, especially since we are a club that always our board and owners are moaning that we've only got 150 mil to spend. We've only got 100 mil to spend. We can't buy anyone in January. We can only do loans, right? So why are you wasting from our 3.5 million of our money then? If you're so
Yeah, coming
tight.
to that. Yeah, coming to that, there's a theory from these fans saying that 3.5 million is sort of like a deal sweetener to sweeten the connection. I'm sorry, I'm not having that. As you said, that stinks of a kickback, and a full investigation needs to be done into that.
Oh, hey,
Ridiculous.
Games FC. I don't want Edu as when Edu came out and said in that interview after Man City that I just want to see the team play. I don't want targets. What did you think? For me, that is sackable. You don't have a target for Arsenal Football Club, then get the out of my club, right? Because you ain't our standards. This guy's supposed to be an invincible, and he's saying we don't have a target. Are you serious? Right? No wonder he didn't make it very far as an invincible because he was sat on the bench most of the time. Probably because he was too busy in the beach flipping burgers. Right? So he didn't train hard enough. Right? I'm sorry. Gilberto, if you want to get a South American connection, try Gilberto Silva. Right? He was a quality. If you
Oh
want to
yeah.
try that, he'll know what you're talking about. But but Overmars, for example, why can't we bring Overmars in? Overmars is quality. He's quality. I'd have him take over as director of football right now. Right? And just because we got Overmars, it doesn't mean we can't look at players in America, in South America. You know what I mean? But not exactly, mate. Big up, Stephen. Keep fighting the good fight against the disease. Thank you, my friend. Right. And also big up Erikson is a B as well because he is a member, and also I've got to big up some people as well. So yeah, I mean, just because you have um just because I might want a different how do I put it? I want a different how should I put this? I want a different director of football. It doesn't mean that I can't ask for players from the America, from South America, for example. It doesn't kill that connection off completely. because we've done some great business. You know what I mean? So, I mean, was there Edu around when Emery was around?
As a player,
No, no, when Emery was around as
let me
manager.
see this. On
Because
the
if he
9th
wasn't, we could hang on. Because if he wasn't, I could quite easily say we bought Martinelli without Edu's help. Couldn't
Yeah,
we?
what happens here, it's mentioned here, on the 9th of July 2019, it was announced that Edu had become the technical director. And this was not
Oh,
too
it
long after
was.
the Europa League final in Baku. So, yes, he was involved
Yeah.
about
Okay.
a few months of Emery's time here.
All right.
He
My
wasn't
bad.
there in Emery's first full season, but he did come after that.
Right. First of all, before we continue, I've got to big up the members of the chat already. Of the channels. That's King Sae, Erikson is B, James Dunlop, Bargav, and Yank Talkies Matt Connor, who are all dear friends of the channel. Big up yourselves for becoming a member, and if you want to be shouted out for every stream, and also have your comments read out priority, plus also loads of other perks for any of the higher levels, such as members only live streams, members only polls. Please do though go and join the membership for as little as $1.99 a month for level 1, $4.99 a month for level 2, and $8.99 a month for level 3. And all that money goes to children's liver disease, every single penny of it. So there you go. So make sure you go and check that out. Games FC, that is not, yeah, and Edu has no Paul, Bruno Gamar. Yeah, Douglas Luiz, Gabriel Pomares. Exactly. Right. If he was so good, why don't we get Gomares? Why don't we get Gomares? If Edu was that good, why don't we buy Gomares? By the way, 33 people that are watching just now. Big up everyone that's watching. I really appreciate everyone that does tune in. Every single one of you. So from Villa, Paqueta, no connection. Yeah, absolutely, fair point. But you could also blame that on the manager. The amount of crap these fake Arsenal fans say on Twitter is absurd. One guy said Chelsea are going to be in a couple of years because they're not buying young players like us. Got a point. Raphinha wasn't proven, Richarlison wasn't proven, but look at him now. Yeah, but did Arteta did Edu be able to bring them in? No. that doesn't prove that Martinelli wasn't proven. And look at them. Yeah, but that's one example of him actually proving something that works. Look, that's part of South America. If we had a team full of Archie, I would have. Mate, you wouldn't. Argentina, when have they won the World Cup? When Brazil, if that's the case, then like, why is Brazil not won the World Cup in 20 years? It doesn't make. I'm sorry, like you're missing. If you're worried, if you want all Argentinians and Brazilians in your team, first of all, that's very, very like weird, and two, uh, like you're missing out on so much talent from Europe. So much talent, so much, right? And like I said, Overmars would be a better director of football with more pull, a better direction, a better plan, and it doesn't mean we would have to throw away the South American connection, because we could still go and buy them because we've bought players from from South America already. Just
Agreed.
because we got rid of Edu does.
Yeah, and let me just add one point, if I may.
Yeah, go
One
on,
of the reasons why. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, I was just gonna quickly go. We've got 3 new signings. Yeah, Hickey, well done. Potter and a new key parched. Knights is getting Erikson, Raphinha at Barcelona, rejected Arsenal. Charlison at Tottenham. Edu cannot convince him. No. Yeah, no clout, no connections. Good, is only good at barbecues. Edu and are selling this BS process just so they could be as long as the club as possible for the money they've corrupt. That's BS. I believe Edu is new to the game. Give him no. I've given him enough time. He's been here 3 years. No, it's a bit like Arteta. He's been here the same time as Arteta. No, he's had 3 chances of it, and him and Arteta have still not got us top four. So get out of here. He's just as culpable of us not getting top four. So then the pair of them can get lost.
Exactly, and a wonderful segue in what I'm about to say right now. The reason why Edu has no real
Good
pull
question.
is
Sorry,
because
good
as
question.
a player,
Sorry, Manny. Just going to say, good question, Stack. I'll get back to you once you've made your point, Manny.
yeah. So here's the thing. The reason why Edu Gaspar has no real pull as a player is that if you take a look at his stats right now, thank God for Wikipedia, his club career was really nothing to shout about. He's played for 3 clubs, and his total club appearances really were only about 178 league appearances, which means maybe something like about 200 odd. He's had 15 caps for Brazil. He was a part of their Copa America and Confederations Cup triumphs, but he never played in the World Cup. So here's the thing. How can you talk about Edu having some sort of a pull with regard to the Brazilian players when most of the Brazilian fans and teams might not even recognize him as one of their legends? I mean, he's not Cafu, he's not Roberto Carlos, he's not Ronaldo Fenomeno, he's not Ronaldinho, he's not.
Oh, mate, you put them as director of football. I'm all with you.
Yeah, exactly. And what you said about Overmars was spot on because he wasn't just a Dutch legend or a European legend. He is a bona fide world legend. Any football fan worth his salt will remember and know who Mark Overmars is. Anyone with
and he understands what Arsenal need. He said already he knows what Arsenal need and need as a club. He's already said it as well.
Exactly, but Edu doesn't come into that category. So for the career that he's had, he's pretty much an unknown even back in his native Brazil. And there's no way that he's going to have any of that sort of a pull when it comes to even getting players from his native Brazil. How do you think he's going to have any kind of a pull when it comes to getting players from elsewhere all over elsewhere in the world?
By the way, Games FC. I know Games FC. By the way, we've got money. If we want to put money down, we can. Right? It's just that this is a myth. It's a myth that they want to spin. He's not Gilberto Silva as well. Yeah. How long should we give Edu and Arteta? 20 years? Like, do you know what? When we got rid of Wenger, everyone said around football, Keown, like Ian Wright, all these muppets that are pundits that are now ex-player pundits that sit there and mug this guy off like he's the next best thing. Because they're the next thing. By the way, it said, but they don't want to put the money down. Well, Games SC, that tells you Edu and Arteta have got no frigging ambition for this club. Have they? What does that tell you? They've got no ambition for this football club. Right? And that's why he came out with the legendary title, We've Got No Target for this season. I just want to see them play. Right? That should tell you everything you want to know about Edu as a man and as a director of football of Arsenal Football Club. No ambition, no pull, no nothing. Right? Corrupt. End of story. Your legendary burger toss. Yeah. Or just a toss. Yeah, just a genuine tosser. But yeah, look, as I was saying, what was it? What was I saying? Yeah, we all said when all these ex pundits that now mug off this Arteta guy is the next best thing since sliced bread. Keown coming out saying that he wouldn't choose over Conte over freaking Arteta. I mean, Jesus. Like they're all saying when Wenger left, we're never going to see a manager like that again. Who's going to be in office for 20 odd years. Manage a club like Alex Ferguson for 20 odd years. Yeah? They all said that. So if that's the case then, why do we have to give this guy so much time? They're all acting like we've got to give this guy 20 or goddamn years, like we owe him something. What do we owe him? Oh yeah, let me think. FO. Like like you all said, those managers are dead. So why are you like trying to hang on to a manager who's failed 3 times with a director of football who have both failed 3 times to get into the Champions League when it was handed to them on a plate, and yet you didn't want to buy anyone in January. The Guru Gumares was there, and Edu didn't want to buy him. Edu and Arteta didn't want to buy him. There you go. Tells you everything to know. Adam, what are you saying, bruv?
About like Edu and Arteta.
Yeah, go on.
Well, I feel like I don't get why Arsenal gave Arteta a new contract, because surely you shouldn't even be aiming for top 4. You should be aiming for the highest. I mean, it feels like they're just trying to be something where they don't want to keep changing managers, so they think that they're gonna do the whole trust the process thing, whatever. And yeah.
Well, they're trying this trust the process youth project apparently. They're trying this whole youth project, but the problem is that this youth project or process, whatever they want to bloody call it, has worked for. We've tried it 3 years now, right? And we've got nowhere. We still haven't achieved top 4, right? We all compare to like these managers love to compare to Klopp when they want to, right? To Klopp train when they want to. Okay, so why is it took Klopp 1 season to get into top 4? 1 full season. Why is it taking us 3? And we still ain't got it. Like that tells you everything you need to know. Like it tells you everything you need to know. So I'm sorry, it's not good enough. Not good enough. Anyone that's going to sit here and tell me that Edu and Arteta and what they're doing and what everyone is doing at that football club is good enough, well, like dream on. And by the way, this is supposed to be a transfer stream, and we're going to be talking about this at 7 p.m. later on in the evening. So there you go. So, but yeah, like but Argentina had Messi, Aguero, and bare other talents who were playing for big teams, same as Brazil. But because of their manager, they were beaten by better sides, mate, as well.
Exactly.
They were beaten by better sides.
Yeah.
Germany was a better side in 2014, right? France was a better side in 2018. Sorry, I'm sorry. Like, the scout is actually called Francis Kadji. Oh, don't know. How do you say that? What a legend he was. Yeah, his last scouting was Martinelli as well. So there you go. And no doubt, I'm telling you now, you give it 2 years, Games FC, and Edu will sell Martinelli to Liverpool or Man City, right? And you're going to tell me you're saying he's a good guy to, and I tell yeah, but I wanted to read that anyway, so because I wanted to know who he actually was. It doesn't mean the team are back. Yeah, but let me put it this way, Games SC. So when 2 years time, when Martinelli gets to the standards of Liverpool and Man City, 'cause he's that good, he's got that much potential, and Liverpool, Man City go and pick off him, and Edu goes and sells him because he thinks the transfer fee's good enough. Yeah, what are you going to say then? What are you going to say then? You're going to say it is good enough? Come on. Because that's what's going to happen. That is what's going to happen. I'm telling you now. That is exactly what's going to happen. Arteta and Edu are joint leadership of recruitment, team process, etc. You can tell it when it's picture day for a new player. Signing. Yeah, they're both in it with each other. It's like David Dean and Wenger. They're both doing it together, right? So when your clown manager says you're going to win the Champions League in 2023, you deserve all the ban. Dan, any Arsenal fan that backs the manager deserves the banter. Anyone who says he's a absolute like see you next Tuesday, right? and doesn't doesn't support this process or anything, they don't deserve the banter because they have the standards for this club. Sorry. And plus, also, I see these load of people that have said last season they're not going to buy. They're not going to. I've seen these YouTubers as well, Manny, right? Big YouTubers as well. They said they weren't going to buy. They're not going to watch the pre-season games. They're not going to pay subscription again, right? For Arsenal this season, they're not going to buy the new kit, right? They said all season. And do you know what's happened? They went and bought a new shirt. They're doing watch-alongs for paying for the new subscription. Right? Seriously.
It's the hope that kills you, and they buy into the hope. Simple as that.
No, they're just flip-flops. So basically, you back Cronky now. You're Cronky, you're Cronky out, but you've just bought the shirt and you've paid for the membership. And you've paid for the subscription. Well, you're Cronky out, you're Cronky in there now. You back what they're backing. Right?
Yeah, it's a
don't sit there
combination.
and tell me you're Cronky out because you're a hypocrite. If you'd say that.
They are hypocrites. I'm not going to deny that, but I think they also just keep talking about the hope that things will somehow get better. I mean, there's a little bit of that.
Not with this guy.
You know, but I do agree that you've got to stick to your principles. If you say you're not going to buy any merch, don't buy any merch. If you say you're not going to pay to watch that,
if you know you're going to end up buying the shirt next season, don't say it. If you know you're going to end up paying the subscription to watch the pre-season games as a watch-along, don't say it. But no, you go and do it. Right, I'm sorry. And these are big YouTubers that have massive followings. Right? I'm sorry, if I was them, I'd be unsubscribed. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be watching their content anymore. Because you said one thing and now you've done another. You say one thing, but you do the opposite. Right? Why? And I bet you because it's this. I bet you it's because it helps boost the channel.
Either that or they're receiving money from the club.
For the YouTubers, I definitely think it's my question about your question about Lukaku. Let me try and find it. Sorry, I've got so distracted. And Static will know the YouTuber I'm talking about as well. Talking about it last night, I believe.
Here's the question: will Lukaku succeed at Inter Milan?
Will we? Oh yes, will he succeed at Milan? Yes. Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
he will. Despite, I'm sure once he scores these first few goals, that opinion on him that they have that opinion they have on him, that the Inter fans do, they'll change immediately. They'll love him again.
Yeah,
he'll do really well there.
Yeah. It's like, you try to come to the Premier League and prove yourself. It doesn't work out. You go back to Serie A and you become a hero once again. That's why Pogba should succeed at Juventus. There'll be no hiding place for him. But I think he will succeed too, just like Lukaku.
But teams like them might play with more chemistry and better for Brazil, who will just Games FC. There's no I in team. It's a team game, right? The 2014 World Cup final was a clear example, right, of a one man trying to beat a team, because all of Argentina said it. Even the pundits and all the broadcasters were saying it's Germany versus Lionel Messi. right? They didn't count all the other talent they had. They said it was Germany versus Lionel Messi. And who won? Germany. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter like what players you got. If you don't play as a team, you ain't get nowhere. Not at that level of the game.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you want to talk about some other transfers, the hero from that match, Mario Götze, has come back to the Bundesliga. He's playing for an
Oh
Eintracht
yeah.
Frankfurt team, I believe, who will be in the Champions League. That is also a feel-good story. It is wonderful to see him coming back. We've been speaking about Erikson, but Götze had lost his way. He was, marked as a talent. He rediscovered his love for the game
Well,
in
to be fair,
Holland.
that as soon as he scored that goal, it sort of shafted him to. I think it sort of put so much light on him that really should have been left on. Really shouldn't have been shone on him at all. To be honest, I think he should have just been left alone and let him grow, because he was still
Agree.
growing as a young player. But because he scored that goal, right, everyone decided that, like, oh, he's this, he's that, because he scored the goal that won the World Cup, and I'm like, leave the guy alone. Let him play. Let him continue doing what he's doing. You
Yeah,
know what I
agreed.
mean?
Agreed. But the story has a happy ending, and he's back, so he can definitely grow and just pick up where he left off. He might
These
become another legend in the making.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
these big YouTubers just want to be liked by the club. You saw the video of Edu with AFTV. They were literally, yeah, exactly, mate. Like, the one thing, Ananatic, you'll get here. Anyone that's watching right now, the one thing you will get here. If I say I'm not going to be doing watch-alongs for pre-season games, I'm not paying the subscription. I'm not doing it. If I'm not buying any more kits, right, from Arsenal.com. Right, last season I said I'm not buying the Arsenal kit from Arsenal.com. If I was going to buy it from anywhere, it'd be from eBay, right? And that's what I did. That's what I did. Right, I got some other silly sod to buy it from Arsenal Direct, right? So my money didn't go to the club. But even this season, trust me, the away shirt looks freaking nice. I've got to admit, it looks really good in black. But I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. No, not this time. No. If you're conky out, you don't buy. Be conky out. Don't buy the merch. Don't pay subscription fees. Right? Don't put any money in that club, because that's what keeps them here. Right? Show your frustration. That's the only way you can show your frustration, and that you want more. You demand more. And I'm going to continue doing that. And that is exactly what I'm saying. If you watch this channel, is exactly what you're going to get every single day. And I will, anything I'll say, I will stick to. Have we got closer to Chelsea from last year? And if we get, no, we ain't got closer to Chelsea. To be fair, mate. Look, let's be honest. We ended up with the same points total as we had last time, probably plus a few more wins than that, so plus more points. Like 3 more wins, so 3 more extra points, 9 extra points, maybe. I don't know. Didn't compare. Like the draws, there were less draws, but there were same amount of defeats. Right, there were more goals conceded. We ain't got close to Chelsea. The only reason we were close to Chelsea at one point is because, like, we were consistent at one point, but then we fell apart. So there you go, because of the inexperience. We're not close to Chelsea. The squad's nowhere near Chelsea's level yet. Nowhere near it. And anyone says it is, they're deluded. Difference between chemistry, coaching, and exactly. Like, I'm sorry. Yeah, this is the worst crop of Brazilians to pick from in my lifetime. The last 30 years. Facts. Exactly, mate. Money. That's right. Got to left PSV to join Frankfurt. Exactly, Stephen. Exactly. Thoughts on getting in Samore from Leicester? Manny, what do you think?
I have never heard that name before. I'm going to look him up right now. Bakary Samare, French football player. Let me take a look and see.
All right, you go and have a look. If you are only getting one more player and it's between Tillemans, Paqueta and Kante, who would of those you would sign? I'd take all three, to be honest, but if I'd sign one, Tillemans, because I don't know Paqueta, which is Paquueta, and Kante, I think, is starting to approach his later years. Tillemans more like he's got that experience, and he's not that much older than some of the players we have, so he could fit in the squad quite nicely. 13 likes, yep. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Do hit the join button and donate to the charity by becoming a member. You can also donate to the charity by hitting the Just Giving page link down below or donating by super chat. Either way would be so greatly appreciated. Amazon have kits, AliExpress and DHgate. January fakes for cheap. Conkia. I've got a Conkia shirt, trust me, mate. Yeah, that's why I think Pepe is quality, but the coach let him down. Exactly, mate. And a team of 4 kids don't win you trophies. Tell that to the Busby Babes. Tell that to George Graham's team. Right. Some well-known players helps too long as they give more 100% for the team. When Klopp was at Borussia Dortmund, there were a number of unknown players. They won the Bundesliga twice, 2 consecutive years. Good point. Very good point. But Quetta, I like him a lot. Edu, hurry up and buy him for Arsenal. No, he won't. He won't do that. He won't be doing that. It's official. Yep. Mate, I told you, mate. I just said it. He's staying at Arsenal. I said earlier in the stream he's staying. Chelsea are levels above us. They are signing players that will improve him tremendously. Unknown, but with a good coach that can turn the player into a celebrity. Pep, exactly. So, look, I mean, we're gonna round it up pretty much around now. To be fair, because we've gone on about an hour and a half now. I've got other stuff to be getting on with as well. So yeah, Manny.
Yep.
Any final thoughts or words before you wanna?
No final
Before we
thoughts
wrap
as
up?
such. No final thoughts as such. I mean, I was interested in what Static was saying about how the younger players in the Dortmund team actually helped them. And that was also the case with Manchester United when the class of 92 were brought in. They had a lot of those experienced players in them to help them, sort of guide them along.
Exactly.
And they went on to win things. If you want to have a farm, you've got to have some old roosters and some young bullocks. You're never going to win anything with a team full of old geriatric roosters. You're never going to win a team with anything but young bullocks. You've got to have a mixture of the two. And Götze was, in fact, a member of that Dortmund team, which won the Bundesliga twice under Klopp. So that sort of proves that point. You need to have that experience as well. And, all I can say is that with regard to some of the transfers that have been going on, just further proof of how Arsenal have dawdled, so there is going to be that Arsenal connection. And in reply to the question on Samari, I just checked him out. French Youth International, played 19 league games last season for Leicester. Tillemans' teammate. I'd have Tillemans in the squad. As far as Samari is concerned, I do not need another player with potential. Let him stay at Leicester.
Yeah.
Game under and that's pretty much it.
Busby Babes, different time. Good God, different time, Stephen, to now. Not as much. Yeah, it's still at Liverpool and Arsenal, man. Them days, mate. We're those 2 top teams up there. But we went with more
Manchester City
players.
too. In those days, City were also...
Manchester City were good in those days as well. So there you go. Manny Facts, the Static, that was one. I just his name wrong. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Static, I agree, bro. Many managers play a big part in the players' development. Exactly. That's why our players aren't getting much better. You're welcome. A tricky name. Spell songs. Yeah, there's so many tricky names. Anyway, right. Manny, thanks for coming on as usual.
A pleasure.
Cheers to Adam as well, who came on. big up every single one that's been in the chat today. Right, we've had over like 35 people at one point watching, which is incredible. Like, we don't usually get that number of volumes and numbers. We don't usually get those numbers very often here. So, really, really do appreciate everyone that's watched. If you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We are back at 7 p.m. Yes, we will be back at 7 p.m. I will make sure of it. Doing the Arsenal gossip column. Then we will be talking. Then on my new F1 channel, if anyone's an F1 fan, go and subscribe to SFeatleyF1. You can type it into the YouTube, you'll easily find it. Where you will find probably the best place to learn about F1 as well as talk about F1, because I'm like a walking encyclopedia when it comes to Formula One. Like, if you think my football opinions are alright, my F1 knowledge is off the scale. If I do say so myself. But trying not to be biased towards Hamilton days. But yeah, so go and subscribe to that channel as well. Do hit the like button, subscribe, hit the join button as well to become a member. As I said before, all the money that's raised goes to Children's Liver Disease Foundation, so it is for a worthy cause. So if you can, hit that join button right now and donate every month for as much as you can afford. I know times are tough, so yeah, Manny, where can they find you, man?
You can find me on Twitter at Thangathere1981. You can find me on Instagram at MannyThangathere1981. No YouTube channel of my own as of yet. Just happy to float around and be a part of proceedings. And that's pretty much it.
Wicked. Make sure you go and check him out on the socials as well. Follow us on Twitter, Instagram as well. And yeah, we will see you at 7 p.m. for the Arsenal Gossip Column. Until then,